Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start this video by saying I'm not hungover in this one. I have got a fully charged GoPro. I have got 2 extra fully charged batteries in the case over there. So hopefully we won't have the problems that we had in the last video, the weekend vlog, where I basically didn't have any of the batteries charged for the GoPro, so I ended up using my phone. Obviously turned up to the Sunday very hungover because we went out on the Saturday. So yeah, all in all, this should be a better video. And we are going out on the road for a bit of fun this evening. So stay tuned and we'll get to that in a bit. First off though, we have got a little issue to address. It's only a little one. No, not a very big one. This gets very hot, obviously. I mean, of course it gets very hot. It's a, big 2-litre engine shoved in with a big turbo and crammed into a really tiny space. Now, before, I had bonnet pins on my old bonnet, and what I used to do was just lift the bonnet pins up so that the bonnet would stay open slightly at the top here, which allowed, when I was standing, not so much when driving, but when standing in traffic, it allowed the fan to draw in cold air from the front, and then the hot air would sort of be forced out the top of the bonnet. And that seemed to work really well. And actually, if this sits idling with the fans running with the bonnet open, it stays really cool, no problems at all. Now, when I got this bonnet, I didn't want to put any bonnet pins in it because it's a smooth bonnet. I like the way it looks. So I just went back to a normal bonnet catch. Now the problem is with a normal bonnet catch, obviously you can't really adjust the height of it at all. So you're kind of stuck with it where it is. So I was having to think about it at the weekend, and I was talking to some people at the Bromley, not Bromley pageant, that was months ago, Kent Classic Car Show the other day, and it occurred to me, what I can do though, is this latch is held on with a number of little spot welds. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. I could remove that latch, and then I've got laying around a load of these little aluminium spacers, these little things here. So what I could do is drill those spot welds out, put 1, 2, 3, 4 riv nuts in each corner, and a spacer, or maybe 2 spacers, depending on how high I want the bonnet to sit up. And that would then space this out, which would then in turn raise that up, while still latching into that. And then my little rubber stoppers here, they're just some fuel line that I've cut down to the right size with a threaded screw in. So I just make slightly bigger stoppers to support the bonnet either side, stop it wiggling. I reckon it's a fairly simple solution that actually could make quite a bit of difference. So I'm going to get the drills out, I'm going to drill that out, riv nut that, screw it, do what needs to be done, and then we'll have a look and we'll see. And what I'll do is obviously I'll stick the fans on and we'll see if we're getting any air blowing out of here afterwards. So that's the first job of the evening, and then we'll get on to the exciting stuff. Just like that, there you have it. Now, it doesn't look great, I'll be honest with you, it looks a bit silly, or maybe it's one of those things that I get used to, but now I've used 2 spacers on here to start with. I thought we'll start large, and then we'll take one out if we need to. So, I've not tested this yet. I kind of thought we might as well test it all together in the spirit of honesty. So, I'm thinking, right, if I pop you about there, when I drop this down, you should be able to see what type of gap you've got there. Probably too big of a gap and I'll have to take a spacer out, but we will see. Does it still latch? Yes it does. Actually, that gap's not too bad. That's probably not too, it's about a finger's width of a gap. I mean obviously the bonnet's seesawing because I need to change these things on each side, but I don't think that gap's too bad. I don't know, what do you think? Is it too high of a gap? Probably not. It's about the same size sort of gap I used to run. Does it look a bit silly? Probably. But does it serve a purpose? Hopefully, I don't know. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Pop you back there. I'm going to turn the fan on, and we'll see if. Hang on, let me get the camera stable. I'm going to turn the fan on, and we'll see if we actually get any air moving out of here with it running. Fans are on. Ooh. We do get a reasonable amount of air flowing out there, just like that. See if I can. A bit more tissue. I don't know whether this will. I don't know whether there'll be enough air to kind of show it moving. Yeah, moves it a little bit. I mean, not enough to hold it up, but kind of works. Turn my fan off before the battery goes flat. There we go, that's better. Right. You know what? Yeah, it kind of works. I'm not going to be too worried about it. I think what I'm going to do is, so let me just leave my kill switch on because it will charge the tablet up before we go out. I'm going to put these on and we'll take it out tonight, and we're going to run the car quite hard tonight. Whilst we're doing our live mapping, we are going to run the car quite hard. So yeah, I'm going to make these little things up so that this isn't bouncing around, and we'll go from there. Right, catch you in a second.
Do you want me to burn that? Close it. Yeah, go on. Burn it. It's still pig rich there. Yeah, but you're bouncing between lean and loose car. Coming your way. Yeah. I don't know whether it's trying to come fast or whether it's pulling me over. Back to how it was now. What is, sorry? Fueling. Yeah. AFR's just settled back down again. It had a hissy fit. Didn't change one value, but it's back to normal, but it's back to where it was. Still at 10.5 flat.
Yeah, it does. It kind of breathes super lean, then sits at 10, then comes back.
But at the moment, we're generally around.
There, it still sits at 10. 10.0 really.
That's 10.5 here, yeah.
But I don't think we need to take any out at the moment until we get the acceleration in Richmond quite right. So if we take any out, we'll start juddering for now.
Yeah, I think it will.
You see I made a couple of bonnet props.
Oh, nice.
Stayed, I've not seen anything over, you know, 97, 98 as we've been driving.
Yeah.
Not that that's the most accurate in the world, but
Stripping the heat out.
I think it is keeping it in out, yeah, quite a bit.
I mean, could have tempo on this is saying 82 at the moment.
Right, this, I'll try and hang back. If this dual carriageway is clear,
Yeah, I've been
I'll give it a second, third off of the roundabout. Keep an eye on it. If it's around about the 12.5 mark, we'll take some out from 50% up to try and bring it to about 13.5, I think. Although I've got some behind me now. Fucking busy tonight, isn't it? Third gear pop. Ready?
Yep.
Something smells a bit melty.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Interesting.
Right, I'm going to drop gear in a second.
Alright.
And if the road's clear here.
There's a lean spot as you come up through the top end. When you're about 5'2",
Yeah.
jumping in between about the 40-50% mark, there's a lean spot. I think you didn't quite see exactly what cell it was,
No.
but it just popped lean for a split second.
Probably need to run a bit of a data log then,
Yeah.
just to find out where that is. If we're travelling through it too fast to do it live.
Yeah, as you pulled the gear, you got back on the throttle, and then obviously it comes back up on the graph. It literally ran up straight through a set of cells,
Yeah.
and it pinged lean for a split second.
Did you see what the boost was?
No. Something smells hot. Medium. We're back down to being lean again down the bottom end. Weird.
Problem is you end up travelling so fucking fast when you're giving it the beans. When you
Yeah.
slow down to 30,
You're like, what's this?
feels like we're going from 25.
Yeah, so now the Lander's sorted itself out, probably cooled down a little bit.
I think I need a new sender on now.
We're the same two cells pretty much for most of this journey. Having given it a run, all of a sudden it's showing it up as lean,
Yeah.
whereas now, back to sitting at 10.6, 10.7.
Might have to turn around a bit. The fuel gauge is getting a bit low.
That's it. Dodgy signal. Oh, it's on the end. There we go. Something's going on. Suddenly going all lean.
Might be running out of
hill, it's come back
Gone down the hill, it's gone up now. All the tanks lost to the front of the tank.
Side, mate.
Yeah, no, we are definitely low on fuel. It's not even got enough to pull away.
All I've got in my head is the Marvel. Fuel gauge is getting real low, big fella.
Come on, it's fucking blinding me, mate. Let me have a prick.
Shabby with me.
So he's got blue fucking neons on the back of his car. Right, don't run out of fuel in front of the pump, please. That would be embarrassing. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? I don't know how much of the last sort of. I mean, we've been out for an hour, haven't we? Good hour. What's the time now? Been out for an hour for a drive. Done a lot of fuel. Got quite a lot of mapping in, didn't we? Made quite a lot of adjustments. Still a lot to be desired. But the bonnet propped up at the back seems to have done the trick. Hardly saw a shade over 100 degrees. And now, just sort of with it running, now with it cooling down, if you put your hand there, there's a nice sort of stream of warm air coming out, isn't there?
Ever get cold in winter?
Exactly, yeah. So what, defrost my windscreen, won't it? So yeah, do I like the look of it? I don't know. I don't think it looks horrendous, but it doesn't look. I don't know, what do you think?
You might not be a fan. I think it's. I like it.
I think it's one of those things. It's different again, isn't it? I've changed something, and I'm so used to it being the way it is. I've changed it, and now I'm like.
It has purpose.
Well, this is exactly what I said. The whole car
is purpose
over. No, it's function over form.
If you went and put like a big old set of, I don't know, 3-piece split rims or something on it with some stretched tyres, I'd go piece of shit because it's not.
It's not what the car's about.
It's not purposeful.
So.
However, put a set of slicks on.
Well, yeah. The other thing is when we was under boost for a gear change. I don't know what was I changing at.
About 5.2.
Was it?
See,
because I've got no.
Mid shift, it hit the 6.6.
That's soft cut.
Came down to 6.6.
Yeah, well that's soft cut. Hard cut's $7,000.
Yeah. The graph showed the TPS dropping down to 6.6.
But I don't know what that was. That wasn't a mischief because it was in gear.
Whatever it was.
It was in gear, and I put my foot down. It just went. So
yeah, that was 6.6.
Whether we just pushed straight through the clutch then.
But
I know it did. Yeah, I heard it. And I thought I'd missed the gear, but it was in gear. Because when I went to try and put it in, no, it was in. No, it was in gear.
Oh, shit.
So he must have pushed through the clutch. Might need a new clutch then.
It's 5.2. Like I said, there's a little tiny lean spot somewhere in there. It's 5.2.
Served us well, really, didn't it, this evening? It was alright. Drove quite nicely. I mean, obviously it was a bit jerky on where that acceleration enrichment's not quite right. I need to have a play with that. I need to sit down for a good couple of hours. Probably reread how the stuff works for it. And go from there. So, yeah, right, hold that. I'm going to open the bonnet. Let's see what was melting. Alright. Because when we gave it the beans,
we had a lovely smell.
There was a bit. It smelled a bit like.
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
I don't know, a bit like melting plastic, I suppose. Melting plastic, or just lift the bonnet for us.
Anything?
Not that I can see. It's very hot. Turbo drain?
Well, that's what I was just looking at. Looks alright. Enough to reverse. Very weird smell. But
maybe a little try. I reckon it can only be once the wastegate was open. It's cheap and Chinese.
who knows?
The change in the parking fell out of my pocket. I guess I'm probably just going to leave that video there. Short, sweet. We did a little bit of bonnet stuff, took it out for a drive, did a bit of mapping. You guys don't really want to see me sit there and go through acceleration enrichment for a whole hour, do you? It's probably not really the most exciting. But there we go. Right, like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.